nice of you to join me, and a very warm welcome to my channel. It's lovely to have you here with me today. Today we are going to be doing the last part in the Baby Bureau series of videos that I've been doing recently on my channel, and this video we're going to be looking at doing file folders, and the file folders are what's going to fit into the bureau at the front, because you know we've got that lovely big space here at the front of our bureau. They're going to fit into there like so. Now I've only done 3, but you can do as many as you like. Now I've done 3 different types of file folders. There is a PDF cutting guide that accompanies this series of videos that will be linked in the description box down below, as always with all my other links. The only thing I do ask is that you don't copy it and resell it, and if you do use it, then please become a subscriber of the channel, and please like and comment as well, because they are very important as well. 1, because it gets my channel out there a little bit more, and 2, I love to hear what you think of my videos, and if you've got any questions. I like to interact with people that actually watch my YouTube videos. It gives me great pleasure in being able to help somebody along their memory book journey. So you have to just excuse the front of my box, because I had already made it up and finished it, but I started to muck around with it, and I ripped it. I do need to recover the front again. So let's get on to the file folders. Now, as I said, I have done 3 different types of folders. Now you can make numerous different ones from even just these 3 basics that I'm going to show you. So don't think that this is by all means the only way you can do it. There are different ways and of how to do them as well. So the first one, which is I'm going from highest to the lowest, so I'm starting at folder 3, and the folder 3, which is the smallest one, I've done as a concertina type file folder with a closure, a small skinny closure like so. Now if you didn't want a small skinny closure like that, you could then have added a full closure on there, full flap closure over the top to close it all in, and then maybe used the little circle file policy envelope closures that you can get, or that you can make to close that up. So that's another option for just that one album, sorry, that one file folder. The next one, we're going to use the construction tape. Now if you haven't got construction tape, I'll also put in the PDF a alternative, so the different measurements that you can use instead. But all you need to do is this measurement along here, which will be 10 1/8. You just have to make that 11 1/8, so that you've got ½ an inch of a glue tab either side, and then you just glue that round. And then we're coming to the big one, and again you can put the closure on that as well. You don't even need to have them closed size. You could have them opening and have your pages inside. So there's again lots of different scope on changing your file folders. So let's get down to the folders themselves. So I've actually cut mine out ready. So we are going to be working from folder 1 backwards, because this is the biggest one. So I've cut my pieces out ready, and I'll just go through with them and make them up as we go along with you. Now also, if you watch till the end of the video, I have got a little bit of a sneak peek of what's coming up in a future video, a future series of videos that I'm doing shortly. So if you just hang around for that as well, so watch right until the end, and you'll find out what it is. So file 1 you need to cut these out. So this is part 2, so we'll give you part 2 first. 6 inches by 11 1/8, and then you need to use your scoreboard and you need to score at 1/2 inch on all 3 sides. So you need to make sure 2 of the sides are your short side and then 1 of them is your long side along the bottom. So taking some scissors, we're going to mitre the corners. So you might, where your score line meets, you're going to mitre them across, like so, so that when we close that over, you haven't got that bulkiness that you would have if you hadn't have cut it off. I should have shown you what it would look like with it there, but a bit late now. I also mitre the top corners as well of the glue tabs so that they're not seen from the top of our folder. So putting it so that it's the wrong side up, so with your valley side folds facing upwards towards you. Now if you didn't know what the valley folds are, there is 2 types of folds when we do a score. One is called a valley and one is called a mountain. Now the valley, I always say it's the one that dips down, so that's your valley fold. So there, so valley for V, so that makes the V, okay, upwards. If you turn it over, the mountain fold is all the ways the one that the fold it's sticking upwards. So this here is your mountain fold because it's raised and it's sticking up towards you. So we're going to put the double-sided tape onto the valley side fold of our glue tab. Now with this, make sure you stick it as close to that outside edge as possible. Not right on the edge, maybe leaving 1/8 of an inch or a little bit less, just so that you get a really nice secure bond is what I'm trying to say. Because if you put it, say, right down here next to your scored line, this part here is not going to be stuck, and you don't want that to be seen. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of a burnish down. Okay, I forgot to add this. I'm going to add this bit in because I forgot to actually do it before I stuck my folder down. So what we need to do is make this notch out in the center of our folder. You don't have to, it's optional, but because I've got the envelope punch board, I'm going to do it. So pretending this is the front of my card, of my folder, so this is going to become the front, we need to put our notch in at about just past the 5-inch mark, so about a 1/16 of an inch, just sort of past that mark. You might need to eyeball it, but just past it, and then punch down, and then that then creates your little notch out of your file folder, so it becomes that notch that's there. Okay, before you come to stick it down, you will need to just measure up your back piece. Now the back piece, because I didn't give you the measurements for that, so part 1 is 7 3/4 by 10 1/8. Okay, and that's, we just put that as the back. Now with the back, it may be that yours is the correct size, but like mine, it's just a little bit proud. So when I come to stick this down, you will end up with a bow in your cardstock. So to alleviate that, all you need to do is take off about 1/8 of an inch off of one of those sides. Okay, like so. So can you see that is how much I've taken off? So not a great deal, just a little bit. You could even get away with taking a little bit less off. and then when you come to fit it into your other piece of card, it's going to fit and it's nice and flat. There's no bows in that cardstock, like so. You will get a slight bow, but as you can see, it's not as noticeable as it was before because it's got room to move. So getting yourself your pokey tool and take off this double-sided tape, like so, and like so. Okay, we can go ahead and stick this down. Now, I always stick down the bottom flap first and then do the sides afterwards. So get it so that your cardstock is just sitting past your scored edge. So if you can see there's that scored edge just there, okay, and it's just sitting just past, or just before, should I say, just before that scored edge. Try and get it as even as possible on the sides. When you're happy, I tend to just ease that bottom flap down like so until the glue or your double-sided tape makes contact, and then just keep pressing down so that you know that's nice and secure. And then I turn it round and I do one side, push along, so I'm pushing, making sure I've got no air bubbles in that, and you come and do the other side as well, like so, and then you've got that stuck down. Now I'm going to round my edges of my folder, and I'm going to just do a decorative edge on this one. You can just do them as a round edge. This one is just got a little bit of a decorative feature, like so. So that's then folder number 1, which then can go into our bureau. So folder number 2, we are going to use our construction tape for this. Now, there we go, I did have it. I end up with so many little bits stuck to my tape. I wonder if anybody else does. There we go, I've got my tape on. So for this folder, we're going to need these measurements. I'm going to give you the measurements first. So for the file folder flap, you're going to cut this at 4 inches and 10 1/8, and you're going to score on the long edge at 1/2 inch. So you're going to have your short edge butted up against your trimmer and score along that long inch at 1/2 inch. That makes the top. So for the next part, so this is the front of your file folder, you're going to cut it at 6 inches by 10 1/8, and you're going to score along one long edge, and that's it. Just score along one long edge. So we're going to score along this long edge. So you've got your trimmer, your short measurement up against your measurement guide of your trimmer, and then you're going to score along that long edge there at 1/2 inch. And then the last bit to that file folder, you're going to cut this at 10 1/8 by 7 1/8. Okay, and you may need to just round your corners on this if you want to before you stick it down. And then also put your notch out again at the just past the 5 inch mark on your envelope punch board. So we're going to put these together. Now I'm going to start with putting our double-sided tape onto the valley folds side again of that glue tab, and again as close to that outside edge as possible. Move those over. bring that down and burnish that down. Take that double-sided tape off, and then get your back piece. So this is your front piece and your back piece, and again just align it with the sides and the bottom of that scored line. So again, not right over it like so. You need it so that it's more or less just this side. Not right close to it, but as close as you can get. Just going to bring that up, make sure I've got that level. Push that down like so. And once you're happy, again, just ease. I thought I didn't have that level then. Okay, just ease that down like so, and then push it into place. Now if you want to, you can leave that like that and have it as an opening folder. That's up to you. You could just put this on like so and have that just as I say, it's an open folder, so you don't need to do the sides. But because I've rounded these corners here, I'm just going to round these corners, these edge corners here of the closure on the flap closure. Okay, like so. And then they will stick over there and just marry up to it like that. And again, don't forget to do these edge bits here. Sorry, not these edge bits, those corner bits at the bottom. But I'm going to use my construction tape, and I'm just going to tape up these two edges here where the folder meets. Don't worry, because you're not going to see this. Once you've got your pattern paper on there, you are not going to see this tape. It's going to be covered, so don't worry too much. Okay, I'm just getting it so that I've got it nice and flat, and then just bring it over to the back, and again push that down, burnishing out any air bubbles you may have in that tape. And then do the same with the other side. And again, it doesn't matter if it doesn't go all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom, because as I say, you're not going to see it. Okay, bring it round to the other side. Remember, keeping your pressure on so that you've got no air bubbles. I'm just going to bring that over and then push that down. And then that then is your next, near enough, your file folder done. You've just got to put the back, top closure flap on. So again, double-sided tape as near to the outer edge as you get it. And this is also on the valley fold side again. Burnish that down. Pull the double-sided off. And again, I'm going to put that down like so. And I'm going to push that up again as near to that scored edge as possible, getting them neatly aligned. Okay, when you're happy, just again push that down so that it makes contact, and then that's your top closure done. Sorry, not top closure, that's your file tab. Get this right. This is the flap of your file folder done, so you can open it like so. Now you could put on a little magnet here, or if you have the lovely magnet holders that you can put on the front, so you could put your magnet little closure on like so, and then put your magnet in there, and then that's going to keep that closed. So that's file number 2. Okay, so on to folder 3 now with the Concertina Sides. So let me just grab that out of here. So for this one we've got 4 pieces, and these measurements are going to be 4 1/8 by 10 1/8, and you're going to score along one of the long edges at 1/2 inch. Okay. So the next one is going to be the back, and that's going to measure 6 by 10 1/8. Then you've got a type of closure, and this is going to measure 1 1/2 by 8 inches, and you're going to score this along the short side, so it's going to go into your trimmer like that. So your long edge will be down the side of your measurement guide. You're going to score along that short edge at 3 inches, and then these two are exactly the same, and they're going to measure 2 inches by 3 3/8, and then you're going to do a series of score lines. So your short edge is along this trimmer side, scoring along the long edge at 1/2, at 1 inch, and at 1 1/2. Okay, you're going to do that on both of those. So once you've done that, we're going to fold these in a type of concertina type fold. So you fold away from you, fold towards you, and then fold away from you again. Okay, and then don't forget to burnish those down. I'll find where I've put my Teflon tool. So just burnish them down like so, and then you've got your two concertina sides. But before we put them on, we need to attach. Now again, if you want to put your little notch out, you can do. So this again is going to be at just past that 5. Just eyeball it just past the 5, and then punch down. Okay, and then that's going to become your front. So your double-sided tape needs to be on the valley fold side of that glue tab again, as near to that outer edge as possible. Burnish that down, take off the backing, and then we can start to fit this together. So again, get your piece, your tops and your bottoms as aligned as possible. Right. I have got a smidge, although this says 10 1/8, my line is a little bit not straight, so let me redo that. So get that all down, burnish it down, so you've got the two then joined together. Now for the sides, we've got our concertina pieces. Now we need it so that the M, if you can see there, I've got like an M shape. Okay, so the M is facing me. If I turned it that way, it would be a W. Okay, so the M is facing me. So that is what's going to go on the outside. So as long as the M is facing outwards, you should be okay. Okay, so double-sided tape at the ready, and you're going to put that on the two outer edges of your concertina. Okay, so like so. So I've got an outer edge there, and outer edge there. Okay, with the valley in the middle. So I've got the M facing. So take off one, and you're going to put it there. So it's going to go as near, well, on this edge here, as near as possible, and to the bottom, just slightly above that scored line. Okay, burnish that down, and then we can stick that one down in a minute. So do the same with the other side. Like so. Let's get stuck to me. Make sure I've got the M facing out. And it is. So I'm going to stick that one down first. Okay. And again, get it as near to the outside edge as possible, and just sitting slightly above that scored edge at the bottom. When you're happy, got them in the right place, you can then fold. You can take this double-sided tape backing off both sides, and we can then push these down and then burnish them down, and then that is your concertina folder done. So you just then need to add your closure to whichever closure you're going to do. So again, if you don't want to have the small one, you can have a bigger size one. You get a big size piece of paper, so you can have a big size one that goes over the top and closes it all in. So that's another choice if you want to, but I'm just going to stick with this one as I've got it. And we can decorate the edges, so the corners. So I'm going to just decorate it with this one that I've got here. Now the reason why I've got such a big glue tab, one is I didn't want to see the part at the top there, and as it being so big, it will get covered with your pattern paper underneath. So that's why it's a bit bigger than what it would normally be. So again, centralize it, and then when you're happy, stick it down at the back. And then we can add our magnets. So 1, 2, stick them there. So get in your construction tape or double-sided tape, whatever you've got to hand, and I'm going to put that down onto that part. Okay. Sticky side. No, I need sticky side facing upwards, don't I? So sticky side facing up of your tape. Let your magnet find its natural place it wants to stick to. I'm going to turn that round like so, and then stick it down like that. And then that's your third file folder done. Just decorate these corners like so. So that's 3 different style folders that you can make that are going to fit into your bureau, and then they sit in there like so. So that's 3, as I said, 3 different style file folders that you can do. And again, with the closure here, you could do a policy holder type closure on there, which would look really nice as well, and that would then keep that closed. Or you could just opt for just some magnets and a little pull up. So I hope you've enjoyed that video, or I hope you've enjoyed the series. If you haven't seen this series or the walkthrough to this album, then please check out the link here. I'll put an iCard up there so that you can check that out, as well as any of the other videos that I've done. Please subscribe to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really does help. You don't know how much it helps. And also comment. I love to interact with the people that subscribe or watch my videos. It's lovely to interact with everybody and just get your feedback, really. But I did say that we did have a little quick peek at what's coming up in a future video. So if you would like a tutorial for this, then please also put a comment in the just in the comments box down below, and I will upload one. So I'm going to just show you the front page. Now the front cover is this here. So it is a little 6x6 mini album, and I've done it the traditional way with backing my grey board in cardstock. Now this is a little book that I've done over for a book swap that we're doing over on Memories, Papers, Art. And I don't want to show you anything else inside. I'll show you the first page because it is actually for a book swap, so I'm not showing you any more than that. But yes, we're doing we're over on Memories, Paper, Art, which is my Facebook group. We have started doing a monthly book swap. So if you'd like to be involved in that, then head over to Memories, Papers, Art, and all the information that you need will be on that on the group. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description box down below, as well as some affiliated links that I've got in there as well. Please do support me with subscribing as well. Come and join me on all the social medias. I post on there quite regularly, so look forward to seeing you on any of those sites. So with that being said, I'm going to love and leave you. Enjoy the rest of your day wherever you may be, and I will see you again very soon.